Ripo village is yet to reap the benefits of the much talked about Act East policy. The situation is such that the inhabitants of Tabi Ripo have to swim across the river to travel to another destination. Well, deprived of proper road connectivity, people of Tabi Ripo have taken it upon themselves to ensure that the far-flung place is connected to the rest of the nation. It was only yesterday when residents of Tabi Ripo set up a bamboo bridge to cross the river, which poses as severe threat. But what do the people's representative have to tell about the situation? Our colleague Meme Mangfi spoke exclusively to local MLA Kento Rina on this matter. Well, MLA Rina informed that not only Tabi Ripo but several other villages are in similar condition where proper connectivity is still an issue. The Nari Koyu MLA informed that he is trying his best to resolve issues with the help of centre and the state government.
आपका जो कंस्टिट्यूंसी में जो बस्ती है तापी रिमो विलेज वीडियो जो है वायरल हो रहा है, वहाँ का बस्ती को लोग को रास्ता नहीं मिल रहा है, वहाँ पे नेटवर्क कनेक्टिविटी नहीं है, तो वहाँ का विलेजर्स जो है सर बैम्बू ब्रिज बना के लोग सस्टेन कर रहे हैं जिंदगी।
ताबी रिपो
हाँ जी सर, हाँ हाँ
हाँ, उसको ब्रिटिश भी नहीं सका है, इंडिया गवर्नमेंट भी नहीं सका है। मैं कोशिश किया था, मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ अभी।
तो सर अभी मतलब फिलहाल आप कोशिश कर रहे हो?
हाँ, प्रायोरिटी में लाने के लिए, एनईसी में लेने के लिए कोशिश कर रहा हूँ।
लेकिन
ये बार प्रायोरिटी में दिया था, इसको पैसा नहीं दिया।
सर इतना साल क्यों लगा? लोग बोल रहे हैं कि वो बस्ती 50 साल ज्यादा हो गया है, सेम कंडीशन में है बोल रहे हैं।
50 साल क्या, उससे आगे वाला, हाँ, उससे ये ब्रिटिश वो तो कितना होगा इसका 50 साल 80-90 इयर्स हो गया होगा। उससे आगे वाला 200 इयर्स वाला भी ब्रिज नहीं मिलने वाला है अरुणाचल में।
तो सर अभी क्या ये हम ये कह सकते हैं कि अभी उस बस्ती पे जल्द ही रास्ता आ जाएंगे?
नहीं, उसमें मेरा भी कुछ भी हाथ नहीं होगा, किसी का भी हाथ नहीं होगा। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट प्रायोरिटाइज करना पड़ेगा उस ब्रिज को, तो भी हो पाएगा। ये होगा, आज नहीं कल भी होगा, होते रहेगा। लेकिन स्टेट गवर्नमेंट प्रायोरिटाइज करने से, सेंटर से पैसा मिलने से ये हो जाएगा। मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ।
आपका तरफ से तो आप कोशिश कर देना उस बस्ती के लिए।
हाँ।
Meanwhile, our correspondent Meme Mangfi spoke to the executive member of the Galo People Forum on this issue. Let's listen in.
जो लोअर सियांग में जो बस्ती जो पड़ता है ताबी रिपो बस्ती, अभी सोशल मीडिया पे बहुत वायरल हो रहा है कि रास्ता नहीं बना है बोल के। तो आप गालो जो आपका जो फोरम है उसका तरफ से आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
एक्चुअली हाँ, ये बस्ती जो आपका लोअर सियांग में पड़ता है, लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द लोअर सियांग डिस्ट्रिक्ट नारीकोल असेंबली कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में आता है। तो ये बस्ती ऐसे है कि अभी तक प्रॉपर ऑल वेदर रोड कनेक्टिविटी नहीं है।
अच्छा।
तो लास्ट ईयर जीपीएस टीम हैड बीन टू देयर, और उसके बाद ग्राउंड रियलिटीज को हम लोगों ने स्टडी किया। उसके बाद हम लोग फाइंडिंग्स को गवर्नमेंट ऑफ अरुणाचल प्रदेश को भी हम लोग मेमोरेंडम सबमिट किया था, क्योंकि उसमें रोड नहीं है। एक रिवर है जो सिंगिंग रिवर है, तो वो रिवर भी बहुत बड़ा है। तो वो रिवर का थ्रू ही उसको क्रॉस करके ही ताबी रिपो जाना पड़ता है। जब मानसून सीजन आता है तो वो रिवर जब बड़ा हो जाता है तो पब्लिक को एबंडन ताबी रिपो मैंने पूरा रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड से खत्म हो जाता है। हमें कोई कम्युनिकेशन, सरफेस कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है। तो उसमें एक आपका सस्पेंशन ब्रिज, हैंगिंग ब्रिज है। तो हैंगिंग ब्रिज भी अभी कोलेप्स होने का कगार पे है, तो उसका भी कोई प्रॉपर मेंटेनेंस नहीं है। तो जिसका चलते अभी पब्लिक बहुत वहाँ में प्रॉब्लम फेस हो रहा है।
आपने जैसे कि बोला कि आपने मेमोरेंडम सबमिट किया है वो रास्ता को इशू को लेके, तो जो आप लोग वहाँ का जो लोकल एमएलए है उनका तरफ से अभी तक कुछ भी ऐसा रिस्पॉन्स नहीं आया वो बस्ती में रोड लाने के लिए?
हाँ, लोकल एमएलए ने एक बार बताया था कि हमारा फेडरेशन को वो जो अभी आप जिस नदी का हम लोग बात कर रहा है, उस नदी का ऊपर में ब्रिज बनाएंगे। वो ब्रिज को ऑलरेडी नोटिफाइड कर लिया बोला है, लेकिन अभी तक कुछ पता नहीं है कि उसका प्रोग्रेस कहाँ तक चल रहा है। क्योंकि हमको तो नहीं लगता है कि वो नोटिफाइड और उसका कंस्ट्रक्शन भी चलेगा, क्योंकि लोकल एमएलए को हमें 2-3 बार मिल चुका है। उसके बाद लोकल एमएलए का कहना था कि उस ब्रिज के लिए वो ऑलरेडी इनिशिएटिव ले रहा है, और ब्रिज के लिए जो डिपार्टमेंट कंसर्न है वो नोटिफाइड कर दिया है। लेकिन आफ्टर 1 ईयर अभी तक हम लोग कुछ वहाँ का प्रोग्रेस दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है।
तो ये तो बहुत एक बड़ा एक कंसर्न एक बहुत बड़ा इशू है क्योंकि एक अभी ये समय में एक डिजिटल इंडिया का समय में अभी तक एक बस्ती का ऐसे बहुत प्रॉब्लम होना तो सर ये कितना कितना साल हो गया वहाँ का जो विलेजर्स है वहाँ के लोग ये फॉर्म से जो ये समस्या से गुजर रहा है
मतलब वो विलेज तो आपका सिंस फ्रॉम द इंडिपेंडेंस क्योंकि वो अब जब से हमारा जो आपका भारत का निर्माण हुआ है तब से अरुणाचल प्रदेश का जब से निर्माण हुआ है तब से वो बस्ती है अबूरी को तो तब से लेके आज तक वहाँ पे कोई पीएमजीएसवाई रोड भी नहीं है, रोड कनेक्टिविटी भी नहीं है। और वो तो अभी जो हम नदी का बात कर रहा है वो नदी का ऊपर तो अभी तक ब्रिज बनने का तो अभी हमको तो कहीं दूर दूर तक ऐसे नजर नहीं आता है कि वो हमारा ये इस 2-3 साल में ब्रिज बन पाए क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट का तरफ से इतना साल से कुछ इनिशिएटिव ही नहीं है वो बस्ती को लेके।
वो में आया है कि वहाँ पे इवन जो नेटवर्क कनेक्टिविटी है वो भी नहीं है और जो बिजली है वो भी इससे नहीं पकड़ता है देखिए।
हाँ बिल्कुल वहाँ पे आपका जो टेलीकम्युनिकेशन भी नहीं है, रोड कम्युनिकेशन तो है नहीं, बिल्कुल नील है। उसके बाद इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भी बहुत प्रॉब्लम है वो बस्ती में क्योंकि वहाँ पे आपका वो बस्ती जो आपका मोर देन 200 आपका पॉपुलेशन का बस्ती है क्योंकि वोटर एज पर वोटर लिस्ट के हिसाब से। तो ऐसे बस्ती में आज तक आपका ये पीएमजीएसवाई रोड भी नहीं पहुंचा है। सीडब्ल्यूडी रोड हमारा जो दादू साहब का घर में एक रोड पहुंचा था लेकिन वो भी ब्रिज नहीं है। ब्रिज पॉइंट जहाँ से स्टार्ट होता है उस वहाँ से बस्ती तक आपका फॉर्मेशन कटिंग करके रखा हुआ है, उसका भी कोई प्रॉपर मेंटेनेंस नहीं है।
तो अभी सिचुएशन तो और ज्यादा हालत खराब हो रहा है क्योंकि बहुत क्योंकि बारिश का मौसम भी है। तो आप जो गलो पीपल फोरम की तरफ से क्या दोबारा और अप्रोच करेंगे?
हाँ फिलहाल मेरा टीम है आपका जीपीएस का और हम लोग जीडब्ल्यूएस का साथ में भी कोऑर्डिनेट करेंगे क्योंकि वो अभी ये सिर्फ इशू अभी का बात नहीं है। जब आपका मौसम सीजन आता है वहाँ का पब्लिक वहाँ का लोग यही हालत में गुजरना पड़ता है क्योंकि काफी आपका 20-30-25 साल से 50 लाख 50 ईयर्स से पब्लिक यही प्रॉब्लम से गुजर रहा है। लेकिन जब प्रॉब्लम होता है वहाँ का लोकल लोग जो वहाँ का डेलीजेंस है वो हमेशा गवर्नमेंट को अप्रोच तो करता है लेकिन गवर्नमेंट का तरफ से कोई इनिशिएटिव नहीं है अभी तक।
Shifting focus now, as the saying goes, charity begins at home but should not end there. Well, what could be better than serving someone in times of desperate need? Viewers, we are talking about Phunu Phom, a Gram Panchayat member who has risen above all odds to help at least 5,000 youths. Well, during the recruitment drive for army porters, Phunu Phom served breakfast and lunch to as many as 5,000 youths who have come for the week-long drive. Well, Phunu Phom is a resident of Kalapahar locality under Dirang subdivision in Arunachal Pradesh's West Kaming district, has served lunch and breakfast to at least 5,000 youths who have come for army porters recruitment. Well, talking to media, Phunu Phom said that youths from almost every district of Arunachal Pradesh and even neighboring state of Assam have come to the place for the recruitment drive. However, owing to financial condition, the youths have been facing problems of food and shelter there. Hence, on behalf of the locality, he served lunch and breakfast, which was a big relief for the candidates.
अभी हमारा कलापार में आर्मी का पोर्टल रिक्रूटमेंट हो रहा है तो उसमें आपको हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट से आदमी आया हुआ है तो टोटल आपको 4-5 हजार आदमी आया हुआ है। तो उन लोगों का मैंने रहने का प्रॉब्लम है, रहन सहन का और खाने पीने का भी प्रॉब्लम है। उन लोगों के पास पैसा नहीं है, आने जाने का खर्चा नहीं है, तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगी बैठा है लोग सब ना। अभी मेरा कलापार का टीम से तो मैंने कल सबको एक खाना खिलाया, सुबह ब्रेकफास्ट खिलाया और एक लंच खिलाया। तो ज़्यादा दे नहीं पाया लेकिन तो 4-5 हजार आदमी को मैंने सुबह एक नाश्ता और लंच एक तो मेरा कलापार कमेटी की तरफ से हम लोग सब ने खिलाया।
On to some other news now. In a proud moment, Assam-born environmental activist and educator Rachna Nath has featured in the prestigious 10 Innovative Teachers list of time. Rachna Nath, hailing from Guwahati's Dispur area, works as an educator at ACP High School in Arizona of the United States. The outstanding contribution of Rachna Nath was highlighted among 10 other educators for their role in changing the educational landscape in the United States and demonstrating outstanding leadership. Well, she has successfully made it to the list from across hundreds of nominations received. Notably, Rachna Nath runs an innovative program known as Dream Research Innovate Problem or Project and Based Learning or DRIPBL, where she promotes critical thinking, problem solving, and research skills to students from class 9 to 12. She also pushes the kids to do patent searches and apply for their first dream companies as early as 9th graders. Well, this is not all. Earlier in 2019, she was conferred upon the prestigious Presidential Innovation Award for Environmental Education on behalf of the United States Environmental Protection Agency in recognition of her outstanding dedication and leadership in the field of environmental education. Well, born to Akshay Majumdar and Rekha Majumdar of Guwahati's Dispur, Rachna has been an environmental advocate and innovator since her childhood. Well, she is an alumnus of St. Mary's English High School in Guwahati. Well, after moving to Phoenix, Arizona in 2003, she joined Arizona College Prep Erie. And polling to elect members of the upper house of the parliament on 16 Rajya Sabha seats spread across 4 states, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Rajasthan, and Haryana, began today at 9 a.m. The voting will conclude at 4 p.m. in the evening. Well, 41 candidates from Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Jharkhand, and Telangana were elected unopposed after the biennial elections to 57 Rajya Sabha seats were announced recently. However, polling for 16 seats spread across states like Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Haryana, and Karnataka are being held today. Well, some prominent leaders whose fates will be decided at 5 p.m. when the counting of the votes will take place include Union Ministers Piyush Goyal and Nirmala Sitharaman, Congress leaders Jairam Ramesh, Randeep Surjewala, and Mukul Vasnik. Well, notably, discontent had surfaced in Congress party after the announcement of nominees for the upper house.
हमारे सब विधायकों के साथ किस तरह से वोटिंग होना चाहिए, क्या पैटर्न होना चाहिए, कैसे प्रेफरेंस दिया जाता है, क्योंकि कुछ विधायक जो नए विधायक हैं तो उनको भी समझाने का काम किया और हमको पूरी आत्मविश्वास है कि पूरी ताकत से जिस तरह से यहाँ महाराष्ट्र की संस्कृति तोड़ने का काम विपक्ष ने किया है, हम पूरी संस्कृति को वापस तैयार रखकर हम पूरे आत्मविश्वास से जीत के आएंगे, ऐसा हमारा
पूरी तरह आश्वस्त हैं। नंबर गेम में कार्तिकेय जी की जीत भी निश्चित है इस चुनाव के।
नंबर गेम तो नहीं बता रहे, कह रहे 27-28 वोट ही है, जीत के लिए 30 तो चाहिए ना।
अब मैं नंबर गेम आपके सामने कैमरे पर तो डिस्क्लोज नहीं करूंगा, क्योंकि ये भी कुछ सीमाएं हैं, पार्टी के अंदर तय होती हैं, मगर कुछ चीजें कहीं नहीं जाती, जैसी होती हैं वैसी कहीं नहीं जाती।
वर्षों की जो एक परंपरा रही है, वह परंपरा तोड़ने का पाप ये महाराष्ट्र के तीनों दलों ने किया है और उसी के कारण 23 वर्षों के बाद ये चुनाव हो रहे हैं और पूरा विश्वास है, आंकड़ों के आधार पर है, तर्कों और तथ्यों के आधार पर है कि हमारा तीसरा भी उम्मीदवार जीतेगा।
बीजेपी के पास में ये 3 का समर्थन है, ऐसे में पूर्ण बहुमत है कि 3 सीट कांग्रेस जीतेगी, 1 सीट भाजपा जीतेगी। लेकिन जिस प्रकार से भाजपा ने, जो उनकी पुरानी आदत रही है, षड्यंत्र किया, लोकतंत्र पे हमला करने की कुचेष्टा की, लेकिन आज जब वोट पड़ेंगे तो षड्यंत्र हारेगा, लोकतंत्र जीतेगा। 3 सीटें कांग्रेस को आएंगी, 1 सीट भाजपा को जाएगी।
शाम को परिणाम आएगा तो कांग्रेस के पक्ष में आएगा। तीनों उम्मीदवार भारी बहुमत के साथ के अंदर कांग्रेस के जीत के निकलेंगे। हम तो ये चाह रहे हैं 126 तो प्लस होगा ही।
All right, we have a breaking news at this point in time, viewers. An ID has been recovered in Imphal West this morning, which has raised serious concern over the law and order situation. As per inputs, the ID was planted in front of a pharmacy. However, locals informed the police after noticing the explosive, and soon after this, bomb experts arrived at the spot and defused the ID. Well, breaking news at this point in time, viewers, an ID has been recovered in Imphal West this morning, which has raised serious concern over the law and order situation. And as per inputs, the ID was planted in front of a pharmacy. However, locals informed the police after noticing the explosive. Soon after this, bomb experts arrived at the spot and defused the ID. Meanwhile, a Northeast Live has accessed exclusive visuals of the bomb squad defusing the ID. So on your screens is the visuals of the bomb squad there. They are there to defuse the ID, and this is a breaking news at this point in time, viewers, as ID is being planted. And this is the visual we are talking about. This is the exclusive visuals Northeast Live has accessed as the bomb squad team who has arrived at the spot. They defused this ID on time and avoided an untoward incident that was about to take place. As per inputs, the ID was planted in front of a pharmacy, and locals informed the police after noticing the explosive. And on your screens are the exclusive visuals when the bomb experts arrived at the spot and successfully defused the ID. Take a look. All right, so exclusive visuals accessed by Northeast Live there as an ID which was recovered in Imphal West this morning has raised a serious concern over the law and order situation. As per the inputs, ID was planted in front of a pharmacy. However, locals informed the police after noticing the explosive, and soon after this, bomb experts arrived at the spot, and this is the particular visual we are talking about. This is an exclusive visual accessed by Northeast Live when the bomb squad successfully defused the ID. All right, my colleague Sharat Chandra joins us over the phone line to give us the latest on this big breaking news. Well, Sharat, as we are getting these visuals, we could see on the channel as the bomb squad team has successfully defused the ID, which was recovered in Imphal West this morning. So this has again raised a serious concern over the law and order situation. Sharat.
Pooja, you see, triggering of a bomb or planting of a bomb always is a very serious matter of concern. Yes, today again at around 7:15, this explosive-like substances was noticed by the shopkeepers and the locals of this area, and they immediately informed the Lamphel police station, in which jurisdiction this pharmacy's area is comes. So the police team from the Lamphel police station immediately arrived at the pharmacy, which is located at the Rims Road. Lamphel Pharmacy, the pharmacy itself, name is a Lamphel Pharmacy. It is a very old pharmacy. It is also a very popular pharmacy along the stretch of the Rims Road. And I also want to mention the view that this Rims Road is also occupied by the numbers of pharmacy, number of medical shops. So today morning, this bomb was noticed, suspected bomb was noticed, and then this first of all, Lamphel police team arrived, and immediately Lamphel police also again informed the bomb squad team of the state police, and the bomb squad team they somehow managed to retrieve this ID-like substance in front of the pharmacy, and later taken to the game village. Game village is a isolated area where the bomb was disposed successfully. Pooja.
Right, Sharat. So there will be a search operation as well as because investigation will be on who could be behind this planting of ID. As this was just a few days back, a blast took place outside Little Flower School in Imphal, and now this ID being recovered in front of a pharmacy, raising a serious concern about the law and order situation. So is there a possibility of getting more IDs, or what are the police officials saying at this point in time?
You see, in a very, within the span of a week, the bomb have been triggered in front of the one little tower school on 5th of June, and today again, there's recovery of this and the suspected to be an IT from one pharmacy. It's a matter of very serious concern so far as law and order situation is in Manipur. And yes, you see, once this bomb was detected from in front of this pharmacy, now police Imphal West team, have already swung into action, and they have surrounded the area. Also, a search operation in many parts of this Lampel area have already been conducted. And we also do have information that the Lampel police team have already collected some of the CCTV footage, near the pharmacy and in and around the pharmacy, so that the police could get at least who could have involved planting of this bomb. So I think police also now, as investigation is all, they also refuse to talk and many more to the media person. But yes, if this investigation is on, I think some development, some breakthrough can be get later into the push.
Right. All angles will be looked into because they have to find out who could be behind the planting of this ID. Thank you so much, Sharad, for giving us those details at this point in time. Keep a track on the entire development, as this is a breaking news at this point in time, viewers. ID, which has been recovered in Imphal West this morning, which has raised serious concern. And as per inputs, the ID was planted in front of a pharmacy. However, locals informed the police after noticing the explosive. And soon after this, bomb experts arrived at the spot and successfully defused the ID. And on to some national news now. Well, as part of Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat initiative, women students from Nagaland met Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his residence in Lok Kalyan Marg yesterday. The students expressed their happiness on meeting the Prime Minister. In a free-wheeling interaction, they discussed and sought views of Prime Minister on a host of topics like his vision for Northeast, his experiences in Nagaland, importance of yoga, etc. Well, during the interaction, Prime Minister inquired the students about their experience of visiting and exploring various tourist places in Delhi. He also advised them to visit Prime Minister Sangrahalaya and National War Memorial during their stay in Delhi. Meanwhile, the meeting of the delegation with the Prime Minister was organized by the National Commission for Women. Curfew has been clamped and internet services snapped in Kishtwar and Bhadarwah towns in Jammu and Kashmir as the law and situation deteriorated after communal inflammatory remarks. Yes, viewers, a curfew has been imposed in the Bhadarwah town of Doda district on Thursday evening, following attempts made by some elements to create communal tension in the area, with mobile internet services also being blocked in the entire district as a precautionary measure. This development comes after a local Muslim cleric allegedly made a hate speech and called for the beheading of former BJP leader Nupur Sharma. In another incident, a young Hindu man uploaded an objectionable post about the prophet on social media. As tension spread in the area Thursday evening, the army was also called in to conduct a flag march in Bhadarwah of Doda district. Meanwhile, the Bhadarwah police have registered a case under IPC sections 295A and 506. The local administration have also issued a strict warning against those taking the law into their own hands. And on to some international news now. Well, just when the country was recovering from the shock of the school shooting in Texas, the United States have reported yet another mass shooting incident on Tuesday evening, wherein 3 people were killed and another left injured. Well, the mass shooting took place at a manufacturing plant in a Maryland town of Smithsburg. Well, 3 people were killed. A state trooper was shot in shoulder, according to Maryland Governor Larry Hogan. As per reports, the shooter opened fire at manufacturing facility, which is said to be a Columbia machine factory in northern Maryland. The Washington County Sheriff's Office said that the shooting unfolded at around 2:30 p.m. on Thursday afternoon at the Columbia Machine in Smithsburg, around 75 miles from the city of Baltimore. The Sheriff's Office confirmed that there are multiple victims and the suspect is no longer a threat to the community. And several high-profile shootings that have taken place over the last few weeks in New York, Texas, and Oklahoma have led to over half of Americans chanting in support of making gun violence laws more strict. Well, gun violence has been on the rise across the United States in the past few years, a trend fueled by multiple factors, from the economic and social disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic to the unrest during the 2020 elections, as well as the surge in gun sales. More than 17,000 people have died or been injured due to gun violence in the country so far this year, during which America has seen at least 110 mass shootings. In what comes as bad news for Russian President Vladimir Putin, North Atlantic Treaty Organization or NATO has confirmed that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been invited to the Alliance's summit in Madrid. The summit is set to take place on June 28th and 29th. The summit would be attended for the first time by NATO partners from the Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and South Korea. NATO Deputy Secretary General Mircea John informed enlargement and an open-door policy will be an important topic of discussion, and the organization hopes that Finland and Sweden will join their rank. The Deputy Secretary General also added that NATO must decide on Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky will be present at the summit in one way or the other, Mircea John further added. Well, the announcement of Zelensky joining the summit was made during a discussion organized by Politico. Sources in the Spanish government said that Spain planned to send Zelensky a formal invitation to the summit in Madrid on June 29th and 30th. However, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Dmytro Kuleba, admitted that he does not expect positive decision for Ukraine at the NATO summit. Moreover, the NATO defense ministers will meet on June 15th and 16th in Brussels, the alliance said on Friday, adding that the EU, Georgia, Finland, Sweden, and Ukraine are invited to attend the event. The meeting will start with a working dinner where Finland, Georgia, Sweden, Ukraine, and the European Union are invited and will be chaired by the NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg. And while news and updates continue on Northeast Live, so stay tuned for more news. Thank you.
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage.